Hi guys, my name is Uche from Nigeria. So something happened about 2 weeks back. So this author reached out to me on TikTok and asked that I read his book in return for an honest review about it. So it's one thing for an author to reach out to you requesting that you read their book in return for an honest review, but it's another thing when you eventually get this book and the writing is so solid. Guys, I just finished reading this book last night, and this book is not getting the deserved hype, and I'm quite disappointed because Black Book Talk, what is going on? What is happening to your FYP? What is happening to your timeline? So the book I'm talking about is New to the Streets by Brandon Amos, aka Kold. And when I got to the last page, the very last page that says a bit about the author, a lot of things came into perspective, and it's just wonderful how this author has turned his life around. Like, he had a lot of time to write this book, and I'm not sure, I saw a review on Goodreads that says this is the author's debut novel. Well, if this is the author's debut novel, it is so solid. Like, I want to scream. I want to scream because that is how. What? Ah, God. Yes, I'm Nigerian, and this book, yes, I am exposed to a whole lot of American books, American movies, series. Like, I know what's going on there. And it's just so crazy that for the longest time, one of my favorite things to watch is crime drama, by the way. So when you're saying law and order, special victims unit, that's my favorite. Detective Benson. Oh, that one is for me. Then there's Hawaii 5 O. So in watching this crime series, I'm on the side of the law. And yes, we want to put these criminals in prison and everything. But in reading this book, the focus now is on, I don't even want to call them criminals, but I know it's crime. They're actually criminals, but why am I rooting for Romeo? Why? So this is what happens. A brief rundown of the book. 16-year-old Romeo Washington comes in contact with about 8 keys of hard drugs and money, dollars, like a huge amount of money, and 3 pupils. And then this young chap that had nothing going on for him. He was poor, he was wearing cheap clothes. All of a sudden, his life turned around. And yes, he's basically new to the streets, but we see how he begins to rise to the top. Like, everything that happens to him is by chance. And it's not as if he's so rugged to do so well on the street, but he's learning. And you know this thing that they say about behind every successful man is an even more successful woman or something like that. It plays out here because then we get to meet this other badass character, Zara, whose parents are kingpins. Like, they're in prison because of the crimes that they've committed. And guys, a whole lot of things is happening here. But one thing I really appreciate this author for is the fact that he was able to paint such vivid picture in the reader's mind. At the point, I was reading this book and I was like, action pop yo Google. So what it means is that action is plenty. The action, guys, it's rugged though. It's 16 year olds. The way they are written, they sound so grown, almost like they're in their 30s and all. And I'm here wondering, what was I doing when I was 16? But look at these kids, so deep in the life of crime. People that have been hustling since they were 12. So there's this misconception that that male authors do not know how to write intimate scenes in their books, and I take that back. I take that back. Go and read this book first. I take it back. I take it back. I don't want to say too much because this is Lenten season. Biko. But I take it back. I At a point I was thinking, are you sure it's this author that wrote these scenes? Abi, did he contract someone to write them for him? This still falls back to the point where I said this author did so well in painting a very vivid imagination of the scenes of the events that happened in this book. So please, because our cultures are different, me, I'm a Nigerian, and what the author had written about was about black Americans and all. And of course the cultures are different, but it wasn't strange to me. I was able to be carried along. Like there's no dull moments. Like everything was, and the book is quite a big book, about 490 pages. But everything was just the sequence of the events of this story, which was just going bam, bam, bam. Like no dull moments. See, this book is a solid 5-star read. I just I got to the last page and I was like, what? I got to the last one. I was like, what is going on here? Guys, I'm so invested in this book, and thankfully it's a series, and there's another one, Heart of the Streets. I don't know if it's out already, but I am so invested in this story. Guys, if you've not read this book, if you do not know about this book, I'm here to tell you that there's a new kid on the block and he's so good. Guys, this book is really, really good. New to the streets, it's a solid 5/5 for me. That's the rating I give it. It's a solid 5/5 stars for me. And well done. Well done. Very good job. I'm so impressed. I'm really, really impressed. Thank God. Because I was quite skeptical when the author sent me his book. In my mind, I was like, God, I pray I really like this book. And I did. So guys, if you've read New to the Streets, um let me know what you think. Let's share our thoughts. Really, this book really needs to be out there. It really needs to blow up. Black Book Talk, what's happening? I mean, I think this is my first stint to urban fiction, because for the longest time I've been procrastinating, but this was just the perfect opportunity to launch me into urban fiction, and I'm loving it here. I am. I'm loving it here. So yeah, and thank you so much to Kold for sending me his book. I really enjoyed it. This is wonderful. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Bye guys.